And Jim Harbaugh comes on at quarterback now. The first time in his career he has started 4 consecutive games. This is his 4th. Chosen as the starter over Mike Tomczak by Mike Ditka at the end of preseason. Offensively, Harbaugh will be joined up front by Covert, Bortz, Hilgenberg, Thayer, Van Horn, and the tight end James Thornton. Johnny Bailey does start for Neil Anderson, broken rib for Anderson. Brad Muster, Dennis Gentry starts in place of Wendell Davis. And the other wide receiver is Ron Morris. Davis is out with a pulled hamstring. They did review that play, by the way, and it stands. Here's Harbaugh. 16 passes last week, 16 passes the week before. Not completed, attempted. And Ditka told us yesterday, believe it or not, we will throw today. But not on first down. Johnny Bailey out to the 30-yard line. Defensively for Los Angeles, and it's been the key to their 3-0 record. Davis, Golick, Wise, and Townsend. Of course, Howie Long is on injured reserve. Robinson, Ricky Ellis, and Tom Benson are the linebackers. McDaniel replaces the rookie Gary Lewis. He's on IR. Lionel Washington and Eddie Anderson. And a pregame change. Elvis Patterson will start in place of Mike Harden. He's on the inactive list with a neck injury today. 2nd and 5. Ron Morris is the motion man, followed by Lionel Washington. Johnny Bailey. 9th round draft choice out of Texas A&I. Those of you in the Chicago area are very familiar with his story. All-time leading rusher at Texas A&I. Broke the record held by Tony Dorsett. But size thought to be... 1st and 10, Los Angeles from the 37. No score, first quarter. Play fake, Schrader back. Lot of protection, goes deep, and he's got Willie Gault wide open. Gault has to wait for it, but it's 1st and goal at the 4. Oh, did he put a move on Lemuel Stinson? Horton starts in motion. Allen comes left. Touchdown, Los Angeles. Far with the key block. And here is Neil Anderson into the ball game already. Yesterday, he told us, and Mike Ditka told us, he will not play. This morning, he told Ditka he thought he wanted to. So Anderson has replaced Johnny Bailey. Harbaugh will throw on first down. Deep right side. And that's Dennis Gentry in the foot race. Touchdown, Chicago. There are no flags. Yards on 1st and 10.
And it all started in the very first yard, Vern. Great move off the line of scrimmage as Gentry gets behind McDaniel, and then a strike from Harbaugh. And I was afraid we might have a 6-3 game here with a lot of defense. This is great. 80 yards, touchdown for the big playmaker, Dennis Gentry.
80-yard touchdown reception. Gentry, who got the start today in place of the injured Wendell Davis at
15 years.
2nd and 10, 7-7 ball game. Schrader again with good protection, and again it's Gault, and again it's Lemuel Stinson. Well, we talked with the 5'9", 160-pound defensive back for the Bears yesterday. Lemuel Stinson, he's been victimized twice now. And 10. The Raiders, 7-7 ball game. That's Smith, the motion man. The toss, Greg Bell. Smith with a kickoff block. Bell with a cutback run. And a fumble. But he got it back. It's first down L.A. at the 16. For a long time. 1st and 10. Anderson. That's Brad Muster, the fullback. And Muster out to the 35-yard line. Anderson in motion. Slip the ball to Muster. And he picks up a couple up the middle. Mustard coming off a career high last week when he picked up 90 yards.
You know, in talking to Neil Anderson yesterday and all the talk today about whether he'd play or not, well, he is playing, but he's not.
Yes.
The first play was a play action with a big bomb to Gentry. Then there was a play action in the pass to Mustard. And now they've moved him out of the formation out to as a wide receiver. He hasn't come near the ball.
Well, he now starts for the 49ers. Ellison released by the 49ers now starts for Los Angeles. Third down. Four-man rush by the Raiders, and Harbaugh has to scramble. He is caught and dropped at the 39, punting 6 beat. Mike Ditka's team confronting a big play Raider offense thus far. That was a gain of 16. Play fake on first down. Schrader. That's caught at the 20. Mervin Fernandez again. By the third down and 7. 10-7, Raiders lead it. Out of the shotgun, takes the handoff. Harbaugh being chased by Townsend. Now being chased by Patel. Pulled down, that's a free football. Touchdown, L.A. And Bill Patel forced it. Harbaugh backs in the cocked eye. Cornerbacks defensively up on the line. Now, on the left side, they drop off. Here's Harbaugh with a play fake, and Townsend is right in, is back. The catch made by Thornton, the tight end. What a dandy throw. 23-yard gain.
This gives you an idea a little bit about the makeup of Jim Harbaugh. He gets tremendous pressure from the blind side. Probably never saw Townsend. What a catch on the other end by Thornton.
Sacks for the Raiders this year with 3. First and 10 after the 23-yard gain. Here's a reverse. They hand it off to Ron Morris, who comes to the left and looks for blocking help. Doesn't get much, so he does it all on his own. He had Covert and Gentry down there, but neither supplied a block.
When you play man-to-man, you're going to have a lot of problems. Here's Greg Townsend. He's got contained here on the reverse. Watch whose job it is to block Townsend. There's a shot for Harbaugh to get back at the defensive end, but look at the athletic ability as Townsend leaps over the quarterback, but he doesn't quite make the tackle, so I guess we got to give Harbaugh credit for making some type of block.
An air block.
Well, those are the or the least painful.
First and 10, Chicago, a gain of 16. They're at the 41 of Los Angeles. Draw play. Anderson's first carry. It's the second time he has touched the ball.
You know, the thing about Anderson and his ribs, you talk about a fractured rib, you talk about a broken rib or rib cartilage or bruised ribs, it all feels the same.
It all hurts.
It all hurts, and it hurts when you cough, it hurts when you laugh, it hurts whenever you have to breathe hard. So Anderson is playing in pain, but there's such a great legacy of players on the Bears playing in pain that he wants to be part of it.
8:04 to go first half. Second down and 7 to Chicago. Wide split behind Jim Harbaugh. 17-7. That's Ron Morris in motion, followed by McDaniel. And now Neil Anderson looked like he was thinking about throwing, but it's a sweep with Thayer and Bortz out in front. And Anderson has a first down at the 30. Mike Charles, number 95, who's playing in the spot normally occupied by Mike Wise, made the tackle. Anderson now with 11 yards on 2 carries.
And the pride of the Bears are starting to show through. The one group of guys we haven't talked about yet today for Chicago is their offensive line, and that time a good example of both guards, Bortz and Thayer, getting out in front, giving Anderson enough room to get up the field, pick up a first down.
Dilkenberg leads them up. Bortz at left guard, Covert at left tackle, Thayer at right guard, and Van Horn at right tackle. First and 10, Chicago trailing by 10. Toss. They fake the reverse, and Johnny Bailey's going to throw it to Thornton, and it's caught by Thornton on the fingertips. First and goal at the 8. Johnny Bailey, the rookie running back from Texas A&I. Now Townsend and Thornton get into it.
Well, who said the Bears are conservative? They ran it 19 times in a row last week, but this is a fake reverse, and then Bailey just throws a dying quail up in the air. Thornton runs under it. Look who's guarding Thornton. Greg Townsend all the way down the field.
That's Patterson in motion. And Harbaugh slips it on the draw play. It goes to Muster. A flag is down, and so is Muster at the 5. If the play stands, it will bring up a field goal. 87 yards on the ground for the Raiders already. 1st and 10. The fake toss. Good fake by Jay Schrader. A lot of protection into a double zone. And the pass is picked off. Mark Carrier, the one-time Southern California free safety. And a flag is down back in the backfield.
But it's going to be holding against the Raiders, and the Bears will have the turnover.
Right side works against Donnell Wolford. Marcus Allen. Fumble. Chicago recovery. This is Mark Carrier, and that's a live ball. There was no rule of down by contact. So how about that? Carrier loses an interception on the offsetting penalties and then recovers Allen's fumble. And Art Shell is on the field to argue the Raider cause. Ball at the 37. There's a toss to Johnny Bailey. Pitch back to Jim Harbaugh. But there was nobody open, and now in the grasp. Oh, you must be kidding. Wow, the roar from Chicago will be enormous. Gene Barth, the referee, called that in the grasp.
Oh, Gene Barth just abused this one.
Oh, my gracious.
Jim Harbaugh is a marvelous athlete. He's over 200 pounds, 220, very strong, and he is not controlled by Terry McDaniel. He may be grasped right there, but there's no control. Harbaugh spins out of that as if McDaniel's not even there. But this is not a play that they can review in the replay booth.
The rule says, as they say, nevertheless. Here's Harbaugh, straight drop back this time. Puts a little screen out to Brad Muster, the fullback. He gets a fine block from Thayer. And is down inside the 40 at the 39. That's a gain of 12. 144. Both teams with 2 timeouts left. Some of his salary back to the Lakers so they could sign Terry Teagle under the salary cap. Here's another reverse. This time it's Dennis Gentry. He's got 2 blockers in front. And they give him a hold. He's got a first down at the 34. Dennis Gentry on the reverse. Elvis Patterson with the tackle.
Not only did Gentry have 2 blockers in front, but he gets a great block from Harbaugh right at the end of this, right about there. Just another shield block by the quarterback. Scott Davis can't make the play, and now Gentry, looking like a kickoff returner, gets up the sideline, and another trick play for Chicago.
That is a gain of 11 and a first down at the 34. Opening moments, quarter number 3. Before a very good crowd. Raiders haven't grown all that well in Los Angeles, but they're well above 70 today. Harbaugh looks left all the way and puts it on the line to James Thornton, the tight end. That's his 3rd catch. He had only 2 in the first 3 games. Second down. Brad Muster struggles for an extra yard after the 42-yard line after Jerry Robinson, number 57, made the tackle.
Yeah, but look at all the guys that are still laying on the ground.
And a 4 wide receiver set now on 3rd and 3. Shotgun formation. Jay Hilgenberg over the ball. 3-man rush, and on a slant pattern, the catch is made by Ron Morris, and that's a first down Chicago at the Los Angeles 49-yard line. A gain of 10.
Well, Harbaugh is finding where Morris is, and this is against Torn Dorn. A beautiful throw. Nice and low in there. And if he's a baseball pitcher, this ball strike 3 right on the corner.
Put it right where Ron Morris could make the catch. And that's a first down. Now they move the ball back to the 49-yard line. The Chicago 49. They had spotted the ball at the Raider 49. They moved it back 2 yards. Anderson, Muster, and 2 tight ends in. Neil Anderson with Brad Muster in front. Anderson down to the 45-yard line. Leading scorer in the National Football League coming in with 30 points, as well as the leading rusher in the NFC.
Good job by the men up front, but watch Muster come through here and really clear a path for his running mate, Neil Anderson. Thornton with a good reach block, but now watch Muster accelerate, knock out the strong safety Elvis Patterson, and Anderson cuts right off his hip for about 6.
Brings up a second down from the 45. The need is 4 yards. 17-10, Los Angeles. Play fake. And Harbaugh can run. He's got all kinds of room. And slides down with another Chicago first down at the 37.
You know, Harbaugh's averaging 4.5 yards per carry coming into this ball game, and that's really a dimension that a lot of defenses can't account for. Very rarely will you take one man out of your defense and say, okay, you've got the quarterback when he runs. Obviously, the Bears found the Raiders in a defense where there was nobody that would account for the quarterback.
Normally, you use what they call a spy system in that circumstance, right?
And the Raiders will do that today, but in certain situations.
Right.
Not in that one.
When you say spy, you mean you do designate one man to account for the quarterback. See it a lot against the Philadelphia Eagles and Randall Cunningham. 1st and 10, Chicago. And here's another little bit of a gadget play. As Anderson starts to his left and reverses field, comes back to his right, and picks up a modest 3 yards, and you can tell he is feeling the hits.
Well, maybe I was a little premature in saying he wasn't going to feel much today. This one he feels. Again, a misdirection play by the Bears. And this is really out of respect for the Raider defense. Big hit there. And Anderson will be slow getting up after that one. But the Raiders play a lot of man-to-man, and they are very aggressive in their pursuit.
3rd and 9. Harbaugh deep for Morris. It's a one-on-one matchup, and Dorn knocks it away. 9. Maury Buford will try for the coffin corner kick. He comes to the near side. And Maurice Douglas is down there to down this ball at the 1-foot line. Boy, Douglas was right under the ball all the way.
A lot of patience by Douglas.
Throughout the completion of the World Series, right here, 7:04 to go, 3rd quarter. And from the end zone, Schrader with a good play fake. And deep down the right side. Incomplete, incidental contact, and now a flag is thrown. Donnell Wolford might have a legitimate claim to offensive pass interference. Let's see what they says to how we got where we are. The Raiders went on top on Marcus Allen's 1-yard run midway through the 1st quarter, and then an 80-yard pass. Gentry and Harbaugh tied it up. 18 seconds later, Jager's 27-yard field goal made it 10-7. Townsend's fumble recovery in the end zone, 17-7, and then a field goal by Butler, 17-10, and that's where we are. Here is Golick chasing Jim Harbaugh, and Harbaugh is knocked out of bounds finally by Ricky Ellison, number 50. Steve Wright on the side, 2nd down and 1. Toss to Johnny Bailey. Skips over Brad Muster and gets to the 50-yard line. Bailey, who electrified Bears fans with a couple of touchdown runs in preseason.
Watch Brad Muster get out in front of this play, and again, it's almost like having another offensive lineman in the backfield. There's the great kick-out block, and Bailey, knowing what he needed for the first down, got straight up the field.
Right now, the Raiders leading at 2nd down and 7. Chicago. Harbaugh across the middle. Had Muster.
This is not Muster's fault. This ball is just thrown too hard. Muster has to reach out. If Harbaugh just takes a little bit off this pass, look at the hole for Muster, as he would run right by Jerry Robinson, number 57.
11 sacks in 3 games. Schrader back. And again, good protection. Man open, sliding catch at the 23. Mervin Fernandez. Strength of the formation to the right side, and Allen is in for the touchdown. That's the 4th sack. No surprise, it's Greg Townsend. Backfield now for Los Angeles. Bears are blitzing. Schrader gets a great. Oh, no, he doesn't either. That's a fumble and a free ball. It's recovered by the Raiders. Mueller at the 45. Schrader hit from the backside by Ron Cox, number 54.
And that was the turnover the Bears needed but didn't get. Here's the shot in the back by Ron Cox. Now watch number 42, Vance Mueller, without his helmet, come running for this ball. He gets his helmet knocked off by Dent.
They jacked up the price of beer, trying to hold down the sales, and they cut off the beer sales in the fourth quarter. Here's a pass complete out to the 50-yard line. The catch made by Tom Waddle, number 87. And that is his first catch of the year. Gain of 23 in the hurry-up offense with Mike Tomczak now in a quarterback. He has replaced Jim Harbaugh, lost the starting job in the preseason battle. Out of the shotgun from the 50. Ball batted down in the line. Is it Mikel?
I believe so.
Joe? Our final score, 24-10. Stay.
Ditka came to play Bear football, but lately in the Coliseum it's been a shell game where the trick is keeping your eye on the ball.
Schrader played big, good blocking, back, airing it out, way down the field. Gold is open. Gold takes it on the 8. Gold is tackled on the 4, and the bomb explodes at the Coliseum.
The Raiders' trademark bomb set up the game's first score, but the Bears uncharacteristically countered in kind.
He's going to fire up the middle, and he's got a man open. Gentry at the 50, Gentry at the 40. Being chased by McDaniel. He's at the 20. He's at the 10. He's at the 5. Touchdown Bears, 80 yards.
With Neil Anderson slowed by sore ribs, the Bears didn't grind it out. Instead, the Bears' passing game showed some unusual diversity and rare finesse. While the Raiders may have been out-finessed, they refused to be out-hustled. Number 42, Vance Mueller, was beaten on a blitz by rookie linebacker Ron Cox. And though Mueller cost his quarterback some sore ribs, he didn't cost his team the ball. Mueller's display of grit was a flashback to old-time Raider football. Indeed, the more the Raiders win, the tougher they appear. And while that may be an illusion, the truth is that their defense is the NFL's stingiest, and their record equal to the league's best.
And rolling to the right is Harbaugh to the shotgun, pursued by Townsend, pursued by Wallace, and Wallace gets in, the ball goes into the end zone, and the Raiders have a touchdown! Greg Townsend gets a touchdown recovery in the end zone!
The Raiders had not won 4 games in September since they were defending Super Bowl champions in 1984. So keep your eye on the shell in the middle of your screen, for after one magic month, he's taking the whole league for a ride.
And unusually crowded. They get only 50 usually, but 80,000 plus on hand at the Mausoleum where Art Shell is undefeated at 8-0. Second play. Jay Schrader, first play of the second position. Schrader, the bomb to Willie Gault. 59 yards down to the Bears' 2-yard line. 3 plays later, so dangerous down at the goal line is Marcus Allen.
Always been a great slasher going into the end zone. For his size, he finds a way to get there.
Raiders lead at 7-0. Mike Ditka telling Jim Harbaugh, be careful with these guys. Harbaugh says, forget it, I'm going to throw it. Then it's Gentry, Burns, Terry McDaniel. These two close to the best squads going deep. And the game is tied at 7-all. Is this the year that Jay Schrader becomes a force? At times he looks good. Nice pass to Willie Gault of 29 yards. Then the other running back, other than Marcus, that is before Bo, Greg Bell, the cutback. 25 yards, and does recover his own fumble. Same drive 2 plays later. Greg Bell, by Mike Singletary, results in a Jeff Mick Jagger field goal of 27 yards, and the Raiders lead at 10-7. Mike Ditka knew he'd see some of his defense sooner or later. Raider defense, though, struck first. In Bear territory, Harbaugh in a pickle. And I don't mean Mark Vlasic. Aaron Wallace causes the fumble. Greg Townsend recovers for a touchdown. 17-7 the Raiders. Let's take another look.
This is a play, Chris, that Harbaugh should have eaten the ball, should have gotten down on the ground. He has to realize where he is on the football field. Main thing coaches want you to do is protect the football. Don't give up easy scores.
Third defensive touchdown for the Raiders this year, but the Bears fighting back. Harbaugh to James Thornton, 23-yard pickup, but there's always a price you pay.
Well, nice job of Harbaugh standing in, but Townsend, ouch.
5 plays later. Is it the reverse? No, it's the fake reverse and the option pass. Johnny Bailey to James Thornton, 12-yard pickup, and Ditka says to beat a good defense, got to pull out all the stops. Bears fight back, literally, to trail at 17-10 at the half. But it would have been nice if Neil Anderson's ribs weren't broken. 26 yards rushing today until he had to leave. Needless to say, that hurt the Bears' offense big time. But Jay Schrader was effective. Spot swerving Mervyn Fernandez on a key third down play. Schrader completed 9 last week, completed 8 today. 8 plays later, Marcus Allen gets the pitch. A couple of nice cutbacks. Touchdown. 24-10. The Raiders. Good to see Marcus back. 12 carries for 57 yards. The LA defense is closed down. Chicago in the second half. Recorded 6 sacks. Scott Davis does the honor here, and the silver and black is definitely back. Raiders, 4-0. That's right, the Raiders. They beat the Bears by the count of